I guess I'm gonna have to do this again because I got a message from Rich about this, the lie that's on his thing. I'm not gonna read the message off or play it, but he's basically saying, well, the doctor did say it was a matter of minutes. That's a hell of a lot different than the doctor said it would be a maximum of 9 minutes, because the doctor never said that. There is no timeline in the Darlie Routier case as far as her running that sock down. There's no timeline. They want to start a timeline based on this little bit of testimony here from Dr. Townsend Parchment. See, Tara would want you to believe that the doctor said Damon could only have lived a maximum of 9 minutes. And if you don't come and look at this and see what was really said, you'll believe that lie. When you have to mush fake what minutes really means in order to protect Darlie, you might want to rethink it. The question by Doug Mulder. Dr. Townsend Parchment, can you give us your best estimate as to how long this child would have survived after he had received the last series of 6 wounds? The last series would mean after she came back in and stabbed him again, because she did. He says minutes, or she says minutes, right? Minutes. Now, before minutes comes to another time slot where you can measure time, you have 59 minutes, and then it turns into an hour. So minutes can mean anything from 1 minute to 59 minutes, if you read this correctly. I know you said a matter of minutes, but it's minutes. Minutes. Nowhere in there is there a 9. Nowhere in there is a start the clock now. Nowhere in there is a stop the clock now. It's minutes. It's not Damon could only have lived a maximum of 9 minutes.
Okay, sorry about that hold. So I have something available. I've got next Thursday, the 21st at 4:30 with Tony, the nurse practitioner Tony at the South office.
The South office is where?
Off of 675. It's the Wilmington Pike exit.
I also have back issues. It takes me a second to drive. Is there one that's closer? Even if
December, yes.
In December.
Yeah, we're booking into December. That's why.
All right, I'll see you. I'll see. Yeah, I'll see you, because these 2 cysts that they have, that they view on my MRI, are concerning to me. I was looking up the renal cell carcinoma on it. But like I said, the first MRI I had on the 28th, they noted them, but they thought they were just simple cysts. So if you guys want to do another MRI, I mean, we can.
Let me see what hold on. Let me see what she said here.
She said she noted it in the 28th, on the 28th of January, those 2 cysts on my kidney. She said she noted it. And that it seems like they're just simple cysts. So it looks like she backed off of the second MRI on that.
Yeah, so she doesn't feel that it's needed at this point. But she says she does need you to schedule the follow-up so we can see you.
Yep, put that 4:30 in, and I'll be there.
All right, I've got you down at 4:30 on Thursday, March 21st at the South office.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. We'll see you then.
Yeah, bye. Yes, I'm dealing with all kinds of medical stuff now. They found 2 cysts on my kidney. One doctor seems to think that it's concerning. The other doctor seems to think that it's not. I looked up renal cell carcinoma last night. Stage 1 is just a simple cyst. I've got 2 of them, 1 millimeter apart on my kidneys. Been having problems with this kidney for the last year or so. So that's what happened with that. Back to this. I know you said a matter of minutes. Well, how long is a matter of minutes? Again, 1 minute to 59 minutes, and then the time changes to an hour. So anywhere, it's minutes. But I mean, my very best estimate, and it's the estimate, would be that if we were assuming all 4 stab wounds were inflicted at the same time, minutes, That's her best estimate. There is no 9 minutes. Okay, that. Or at approximately the same time. Yes, approximately the same time, that from the moment until the time he collapsed. Blood loss would be, and difficulty breathing would be a few minutes. Less than 5 minutes, would that be fair to say? Likely. Likely, all right. And that from the time. And I also need people to understand here and listen clearly to what was said. From the time he collapsed. Minutes from the time he collapsed. So the intruder stabs Damon. Right? Then the intruder starts to make his exit. Right? So it probably takes about a minute from the time he stabs Damon to make his exit. Darlie says that she wakes up to Damon tapping her on his shoulder and saying, "Mommy, mommy." Then she saw the intruder. And then she began to go after the intruder, but Damon was following behind her. He hadn't collapsed yet. From the time he collapsed. And there's still no 9 minutes. There's still nowhere in there where she said, where that doctor said, Damon could have only lived a maximum of 9 minutes. Not what was said. And it was said from the time he collapsed. So you can't start that 9 minutes after that last wound. You can start that 9 minutes after he collapsed. And that doesn't mean he collapsed and then crawls another 25 feet. So I believe that he crawled that 25 feet while she was out getting rid of that sock. And then when he came back in, that's where when she came back in, that's where she found him collapsed. If he collapsed, he would actually expire would be another few minutes. Okay, so from the time he received all of these injuries, he could have lasted as little as 2, 3, or as much as maybe 5, 6, something like that. Yes, something like that. Even conceivably a bit longer. As much as 8 or 9 minutes. You can't tell. That was the final answer. Is you can't tell. Nowhere in this testimony does it say that Damon would have only been able to live a maximum of 9 minutes. That's a lie that, Rich, you are allowing on your panel. The bottom line is you can't tell how long he would have lived. He could have lived 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, or conceivably more. There is no timeline, just like Barb Davis said. There's no timeline. If you start it from 9 minutes, there is no timeline. And Rich, you said on your panel that somebody says that there is no timeline, they're just an idiot. Well, where does it say that there's 9 minutes? Where does he say that? You're allowing that lie to stay on your panel. It's a lie. A maximum of 9 minutes. Waddell was asleep in his cruiser. If you have to defend Darlie with these people that come on your panel and tell lies, Rich, I think you're smarter than that. Danelle is constantly telling lies on her TikTok. We catch her left and right, making comments about people's curtains. But character assassination. Oh, God. Oh, he has harassed me and blah, 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 blah. You let these pieces of shit on your panel, Rich, to defend this woman. Can you sleep good at night knowing that you stand, Rich? You stand on Damon could have only lived a maximum of 9 minutes. You stand on that. And all of us non-supporters are watching you allow this ineffective, uneducated woman on your panel to continuously tell lies. And you don't even give us the chance to panel with her and prove it. So if that's the way that you have to defend Darlie, then go for it, dude. Go for it. That's the way you have to defend Darla, with lies. I think you're better than that, Rich. Tara is a joke to all of us, buddy.